it was, so everything's good to go. Already got some tools out. Just thinking ahead, the only thing I think I'll need will be star bit, hex bit, and 1/2 inch wrench for the barrel nut wrench and muzzle device. So what I like to use to hold the upper in place during a upper assembly is one of these bev blocks. Just pins on right there. This end is designed to hold an empty carrier. This is the carrier as it came from Larue. So we'll pull that pin out. Drop the firing pin. Rotate. And hopefully out. Bolts out of the carrier. We will go ahead and slide it in the rear of the upper to lock on to that Magpul bev block. Give it a good push on right there. Charging handle won't go all the way forward. That's okay. Go ahead and get the bev block placed in the vise. You can kind of see the front of it. That's the only part you're going to be worried about anyways. First thing, we need to get the barrel nut onto the barrel cartridge. There are 3 screws on the bottom that you back out. Hoping you don't have to take them all the way out. I've got one other Larue barrel that I use and I can't remember. Nope. Just have to back them out a little bit. So we'll pull the gas block and gas tube off. Go to install the barrel nut. We'll make sure that we install the teeth towards the muzzle end, threads towards the receiver end. Just let it hang on there. And it's right back on with the gas block. I'm gonna go ahead, wish I had another hand here, but drop some Loctite on here. Just one little dab. I mean, these are small screws. Actually, that dab ran between 2 of them. Put a little on the 3rd one, and we'll go ahead and get those tightened down. Can kind of feel you'll hit a stop real quick if you're not in the hole, so to speak. Oops, see, we were way off. Line back up, bring it forward, and we're in right there. You don't need to torque these down too tight. Just kind of snug them up. Make sure they're snug. When the thread locker sets, it'll do its job. Okay, now we're gonna install the barrel to the receiver. In order to do that, we're going to make sure that our gas tube goes in first, then the barrel, make sure the index pin is headed in the right direction. We're in. Make sure you got a good view. Yep, you do. I'm going to go ahead and hand tighten this on here. Just to make sure we can go all the way, don't have any fitment issues. I'm going to bring it back off. Go down below here off camera, get a little bit of grease. That barrel nut, not too much. Just enough to where we make sure the threads are nice and smooth. Go ahead and thread that guy on now that we have the grease in place. There's a 1/2-inch wrench. We have the supplied Larue Tactical Barrel Nut Combo and Muzzle Device Wrench. I'm going to go ahead and snug a little stick there. I'm going to snug it, and I'll back off just a little bit, and then I'm going to snug it again. What I'm doing is really trying to just get things lined up in there, make sure we have full thread engagement. Okay, recommended torque for this is 50 foot-pounds. I'm going to give that an estimate. Really, this barrel, I'm going to swap back and forth and try a 20-inch stealth on here, so I'm going to call that good at 50. Maybe check it one more time. I would say to be anal, but if I was really being anal, I would probably be using the torque wrench. Yeah, I think we're good there. Next, you could either go to the handguard install or the muzzle device. The nice thing about this system is that I believe you can remove the handguard with the muzzle brake on. Let's do a test fit on that real quick just to be sure. Yep, you sure can. That's what's going to make it easy to switch barrels at a future date. So I'm going to go ahead and do the muzzle device now, just because I like to be able to line the top of the muzzle device up with the gas tube. I think it's just an easier visual reference. I've installed 1 or 2 of these 30 cals before. I have a Larue Tranquillo. Didn't know that these were going to be the 260 6.5 version. Not that it matters when you're shooting suppressed, whether you're shooting a 30 or 6.5, but it will be nice when you're shooting unsuppressed, maybe a little more effect there on recoil suppression. So I'm going to screw this on and just see where it hits. This uses shims like many of them on the market do. Kind of want to see where we're at. We're maybe a little over a quarter turn off. So we'll get our shim kit out. These aren't hard to install directions wise, but I do like to pull the shim kit out to, well, I thought it had the widths of the shims on there, but I think on my older muzzle devices it was maybe printed on the bag what the different shim widths are, but that's okay because they're easy enough to really eyeball and see. Now I like to use as few of these as possible to get lined up, so I will try several different combinations in the interest of time. May have been something good to do before I started the video, but this is how it goes in real time. With only a little over a quarter turn to go, I'm not going to go for the thickest shim that I can pull out of here. Let me try this blue one, see where that puts us.